Siblings of the golden child. When did your parents' favoritism come back to bite them? My brother Matt was always the golden child. My parents practically glowed when they talked about him. Straight A's, captain of the soccer team, homecoming king. Meanwhile, I was the quiet kid who got decent grades but never stood out. I liked art and books. They called me moody and sensitive. I learned early on that keeping my head down was easier than trying to compete. Matt was older by 3 years. He got a brand new car when he turned 17. I got my mom's 14-year-old Corolla with a busted passenger window and a radio that didn't work. When I pointed out the difference, my dad said, "Well, Matt earned it." When I got accepted into a decent state college on a partial scholarship, they barely looked up from the TV. When Matt got into a private university, one he dropped out of after 2 semesters, they threw a barbecue to celebrate. Still, I tried to keep a relationship with them. Even when Matt would say things like, "Why are you being so dramatic?" Anytime I expressed a negative opinion. Even when my mom joked that I was adopted. Even when my dad forgot my birthday one year because it was the same weekend Matt came home to visit. After college, I got a job in graphic design. Moved to a small apartment 2 states away. I started going to therapy, house, my partner, started building a life. We visited for holidays, but I kept some distance. I'd call every couple of weeks, but the conversations always turned toward Matt. Matt had 3 kids by the time he was 30. He worked some high-turnover sales job, always between opportunities. My parents watched his kids almost every weekend and still sent him money for emergencies. He borrowed $10,000 to start his own company that never materialized. When I asked about it, my mom said, "He's just going through a rough patch." They never asked me for money, but they also never really asked about anything in my life. Not when I got promoted. Not when I bought my first house. I stopped offering information. They never noticed. Then, 2 years ago, my dad got sick. It was sudden, a stroke that left him with limited speech and mobility. My mom was overwhelmed. Matt was supposed to step in. He lived 10 minutes away. But every time she called him for help, he had an excuse. Work's been crazy. Megan's out of town. One of the kids is sick. Meanwhile, I was 3 hours away and started driving up every other weekend to help with paperwork, take my dad to appointments, fix things around the house. At first, my mom acted like she barely noticed. She still talked about how Matt's doing everything he can. But slowly, it started to shift. "The time I replaced the broken railing on the porch," she cried. When I sat with my dad for 6 hours in the ER while Matt ghosted her calls, she hugged me before I left. That was a first. Last Thanksgiving, Matt showed up late, didn't bring anything, spent most of the day on his phone and left before dessert. My mom sat at the kitchen table staring into her tea. "I don't know what's wrong with him," she said quietly. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. A month later, my mom called and asked if I could help her set up online banking. She sounded embarrassed. I don't know who else to ask. I drove up that weekend and helped her go through everything. Budgeting, medical bills, setting up reminders. I could see the fatigue on her face. And maybe something else. Regret maybe. Or just the slow realization that the golden child wouldn't be riding in to save her. She hasn't said anything out loud, not directly. But when my dad had a bad fall and needed someone to stay with him while she worked, she called me. Not Matt. It's complicated. I don't feel triumphant. I feel tired. I still love my parents. In that way that never fully goes away. But I'm not there for recognition anymore. I'm there because someone has to be. Because I can handle it. Because he can't. But sometimes, in the quiet moments, when I'm sitting at their kitchen table filling out insurance paperwork while Matt posts gym selfies and motivational quotes, I think about all the times I was overlooked. All the years they spent building him up while treating me like a shadow in the background. And now I'm the one holding everything together. The golden child is nowhere to be found.